Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2003 horror film Leprechaun Back to the Hood. So this is the sequel film to the fifth film, Leprechaun in the Hood, and now we're back to the Hood. So again, the lore has changed, but I think this is the same Leprechaun as the In the Hood Leprechaun, because the In the Hood Leprechaun we know lives and he hypnotizes people, right? In his club. And so, but we know he lives. He's got his flute, he lives. Flute's nowhere to be found in this, but we start out with a prologue of the origins of the leprechauns, where how they were, nature spirits in Ireland, and they were then hired for the king to guard his gold, and then get it back from anybody who stole it. And then once the king died, the leprechauns were disbanded, and they went back to nature. And then this particular, there's only one leprechaun left, who's been greedy and conniving and will kill for the gold ever since. But we know that's wrong, because all of the other films have been individual leprechauns. One is not, the first leprechaun is not the second leprechaun. The second leprechaun is not the third. Third is not the fourth. Fourth is not the fifth. And then here we are finally with the fifth leprechaun being the sixth leprechaun. Story-wise, right? So the prologue is wrong. And then eventually the main characters are Emily, Rory, and Jamie, right? Emily and Rory had a thing together, and this is 4 months after they graduated high school. So we get a timeline. That's fine. They've been friends forever. But things happen, and gangs are involved, and drug deals, and violence, and things, right? Things. So we get this further backstory from this psychic who Emily and her friend Jamie go to see. Not Jamie, Emily, and what was the other friend's name? I don't know. She was killed, but that was a interesting scene. The taking the lighter with the hairspray, her creating her own flamethrower, genius. Loved that scene. That was a good bathroom fight scene. So we get the origin book of leprechauns from this psychic, right? Who just happens to know things. And she's saying the only two things that can harm a leprechaun, a four-leaf clover and his gold. So we're going back to the first and second films in regards to the four-leaf clover can harm a leprechaun, and the gold can harm a leprechaun in regards to the second film. No, excuse me, the third film. The third film is when they get the gold and he explodes or whatever after they destroy it or something to that extent. And then that was the premise of how you're going to destroy him. So then eventually they take the hollow tips out of bullets and they fill the hollow tips of the bullets with four-leaf clovers, seal it with wax, put it in the gun, have a dramatic shoot-off scene of shooting the leprechaun with the four-leaf clover hollow tip bullets. And I was like, okay, cool. Bringing in new ways of killing things. We know silver bullets for werewolves and garlic for vampires. We went through the whole supernatural bit. And then there's fighting of this leprechaun after, of course, they steal his gold and use his gold, and then he comes back. And then it's just a matter of he's then burned with his gold, but then he's not killed completely. And then Emily just smacks him with the chest on the rooftop, and then him and his gold fall poetically into the wet concrete down below, and then he's dead. How? How does that make any sense? Any sense? He survived flame, he survived the clover bullets, and then he just dies, he just drowns in the concrete? Bro, no. So, no. It makes no sense, but whatever. Now, beginning of the film, after the prologue, we have a priest versus a reverend versus the leprechaun at this community center that's being built. And then leprechaun is killed with a mixture of holy water and clover, so it's clover water. And then he's casted down to hell where he began. And in the fifth film, they mention that leprechauns are servants of Satan or something like that. So the lore is just all over the place. And then that's how this leprechaun comes back a year later. And then Emily finds the gold, and then all hell breaks loose in Los Angeles. Again, so we're back in Los Angeles. We're back to the hood. So it's a weird franchise because the stories don't connect and the lore doesn't make sense. Conveniently, this one did reference past events in regards to Clover can hurt him, Gold can hurt him. But Clover didn't kill him and Gold didn't kill him in this. Wet cement killed him in this. So I don't get it. I don't get it. And we know that the prologue is wrong because there isn't just one leprechaun. There's many leprechauns, hence all of them doing their various adventures, and the fourth one takes place in the future. So, I don't know. What I loved about this film is the parts of the film that had nothing to do with the Leprechaun story. And Warwick Davis does an incredible job as the Leprechaun. I have no qualms with that. Him getting stoned with other, kids at the parties. I thought it was great. But I loved the trauma aspect of this film. You had kids, you had teenagers, if you're 4 months out of high school, so you're still 18 years old, right? Roughly, give or take, 18, 19 years old, depending on when you were born. So you have these 18-year-olds questioning things. Should I be doing this? Should I not be doing this? What's the best thing for me to do? What's the best thing for me and my friends, for me and my family? Like, you're having a lot of these like coming of age moments, important conversations that these kids are having, and then you're thrown in the mix of, trying to survive a leprechaun attack and how do you kill a leprechaun. I love the slang in this because this is the first time I heard them call him Lep. I'm like, yo, Lep. Yo, Lep. And I was like, oh, that's a great way to shorten the name. Give him the nickname to shut him up, kind of a thing. Like, yo, Lep. It was great. I thought it was great. The other thing which I found very entertaining, and I knew of this from other projects, but I don't remember if it came from this or not. You substitute the derogatory N-word and you use ninja instead. And certain characters were doing that in this and like making it a thing. Like, they were like, no, we're not saying that anymore. We're going to say ninja. Yo, my ninja, what's up? Yo, ninja. Yo, ninja. And then every time they say yo, ninja, like, I just kept thinking of Vanilla Ice's Go Ninja song from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Go ninja, go ninja, go. So every time I heard yo, ninja, I kept hearing go ninja. And then in my mind, I was having that rap song play, which is appropriate because hip hop to hip hop, rap to rap, it all kind of fluent together. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a franchise we are going to talk about within the coming months. I don't know when, but there's like 7-8 films in that franchise that we have to talk about within different multiverses. And there's a multiverse film. We're going to talk about it. But anyway, I thought it was neat. I loved the drama to this. I loved the slang that was changed and spoken of this, calling him Lep the entire time. I thought it was great. Story overall, again, the lore of the Leprechaun changed again. But when you take away that this is supposed to be a franchise and you look at it as an individual story, I thought it was a very entertaining individual story, because why the hell would a leprechaun be in Los Angeles trying to get gold from some gang? It makes no sense. But it's entertaining, and it somehow worked. So, Leprechaun 6, aka Leprechaun Back to the Hood. Wonderful, interesting horror film. On to the next review. Mahalo.